Hey guys, it's Steve Zalunardo and Hussein Kabani with East Meets West podcast, where we have an amazing topic today we're going to jump into, and we'll talk about our weeks now.
Yeah.
How was your week, buddy?
Week has been good.
Yeah.
More or less stable. We've had a couple of buyer sales.
Yeah, nice.
We have a couple of listings that will come up in a bit. Mm-hmm. Things are continuing to move. Same stuff over here is like in Pickering, like anything that's kind of over $1 million, $1.1 million, still taking a while to move.
Sure.
But anything else that's kind of priced in that 700 and below is moving quick. Still seeing a bunch of multiple offers happening over here as well. So
yeah,
things are looking good in this market.
Yeah, you know what? Same in our end. Everything is definitely moving at high speeds. So I sold like 4 properties going into the weekend, which is amazing. Awesome. With a few buys in there too and a few listings. I unloaded that massive property.
That's awesome.
Well, it was not massive, but it was over. It was a two. We sold it for $2,250,000 plus the agent kicked in $15K.
Yeah.
So it's basically 10% over the next door neighbor sale from last year, which is in the same market. So we made an extra $200,000.
10% is a lot of an increase.
It's $200,000 for the exact same house, right? The sale in 2017 was $2.9 million.
Yeah.
And then we went down all the way to 1.6 last year. That's
from
what
2.9 to 1.6.
That's what I'm saying. So the fight for me selling this property was huge. So the agent that came in took literally. He submitted an offer under 1.9 million. We got him up to over 300,000 to get him where we currently are now. Not to mention like endless calls, endless text messages, emails. We had an in-person meeting with agent to agent.
Yeah.
He brought in his comparables. I brought him into the boardroom in Kleinberg, and I put I kind of educated him what's going on here and why he's got to pay this certain amount of money that we're asking.
So the negotiation time took how long?
45 days.
Wow.
Yeah, intense. But you know what? It ended up working out. Like ultimately, we want to get more for our clients, and I think they wanted more. But based on 12 showings, and this is the only offer, and it stuck around from March 3rd.
That's awesome.
Till now.
Yeah,
so
serious buyers. Yeah.
So that was that. That was a good sale, and and we put up a ton of listings too. I think I put up another 3 to 4 listings.
Good for you, man.
Signed another 2. So there's a ton of inventory coming in.
That's awesome.
So,
do you feel like by any chance it's a little bit more delayed? It seemed like we got a fast start, but then it seemed like it calmed down a bit, and now it seems like it's starting to ramp up again.
Yeah. Even me in the beginning of the year, it was okay. I was putting up listings. Sales were a little bit down from last year, I think, in the first couple months. But now it's starting to progress okay. Yeah. So I'm holding, I don't know, 12 or 13 listings, something pretty crazy.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
A lot to manage.
Yeah. It's a lot to manage.
Yeah, it's a lot to manage. Yeah.
So, but it's good. It's good to keep it going, right?
Awesome.
Yeah, that's it.
Cool. So
topic, man. Yeah. You know what? Remember you were talking about one of the podcasts in prior. About the insolvency. I think you said it was $200.
Yeah, but I heard on the radio it was like some agency was saying like 1 in 10 households were within $200 a month of insolvency.
Yeah.
But you found something different.
Yeah. And so it says basically so that's titled, and this is where I get a lot of my information from this site. This is from the mortgage agents. This is what they got, right? So it says basically 48% of Canadians just $200 from insolvencies.
48% of Canadians.
Of Ontarians.
Ontarians.
Yeah.
Wow.
$200 away from insolvency. So, they got to change the tires on the truck.
Not happening.
It's not happening. I don't know if they do. They're not paying one other bill that month.
So 200. But what you were saying.
Fuel cost.
Yeah, but like what you were even saying. So if that's only $200, right? Then how many people are away, like you were saying, from like $500 or even $1,000? Yeah, exactly.
It's such an interesting article, and it just makes sense because we're seeing this. Remember, we're talking about being the canary.
We've been kind of saying this for a little while now.
We're seeing this, but this is the actual proof I needed to actually cement in my mind that what I'm talking about is what's happening, because I can see it at firsthand, especially dealing with clients and watching colleagues and other people at work, right? And especially so look at this. I'm at the gym this morning. I was talking to a contractor. He's a small builder.
Yeah.
And he says, "Hey, man, what's going on?" He goes, "Everyone's calling me for work. Nobody's working." Remember I was talking about the chief economist was talking about that. We're resilient.
The employment was great.
Resilient.
And he basically put a huge emphasis on as long as employment is okay, everything else will be okay. Remember?
Yeah.
Like, that was the biggest kicker topic. It was just like employment's great. Everything's going to be awesome.
Yeah. You kept going off on that.
Yeah.
So this guy's at the gym. He's saying nobody's working. I get 3 to 5 calls a day from different trades: carpenters, bricklayers. These guys they're high income earners. A tradesman, union tradesman will probably make 80 to 100K. Let's call it, right?
Yeah.
So they earn a lot of money. and their lifestyle matches that. So imagine now that everyone's looking for work and there's nothing. So
Yeah.
there's no residential being built. There's only one site now in Kleinberg I noticed that they're starting to frame houses, but the rest is just
Is that
stagnant.
new Kleinberg?
No, this would be more on the east end, so more in Kleinberg itself. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I think it's very interesting. Like so there's, as long as employment, if you're seeing employment come down, for sure, yeah.
It's all pointing in that direction that
Yeah.
we're talking about, and this is why I'm taking action to sold rental properties. I feel like we're gonna see this shit very soon. I think 2020, like the federal government's gonna stimulate the economy like we've been talking about, and then naturally next year, it's like you taking over a company that's been mismanaged. You're gonna look at it and say, hey, we've got to make changes here. What do we got to start cutting spending? We got to start putting more money in the treasury. So what are you gonna do?
But I mean, that's a pretty scary number. So what, I guess, like, then what is going to be the tipping scale? Because $200 seems pretty thin.
It's super thin. Like
for 48%? That's
48% of Canadians. So it says here, even an increase of $100 per month will be an issue for many, with a share of respondents who felt confident that they could cope with the 1% rise in interest payments on debts.
So we're talking about that 1% interest, right?
Yeah.
So 1% interest, it's like what, annually, so basically every month on $100,000 it was like $83. And then if you have like a $300,000 mortgage that's still owing on your property, it's $250 a month just on interest.
So
if
imagine
it goes up 1%.
1%. So imagine, typical mortgage, let's say mortgage in, let's say Vaughan area where I'm from, there's probably 600,000 to 800,000.
So 600,000 is easy, like $500. It's just on interest alone.
on
It would be it's $500.
So that's one thing. So the mortgage for the house is one thing. Okay, so now
And if you're servicing debt,
you're servicing debt. So now you got your line of credit.
Yeah.
You bought the boat. So your line of credit is on, and the vacations are on that. So that's going to naturally come up to another 1%. So, and that's at a rate.
you could be easily like what, $500 to $1,000 just up in interest when it comes up at 1%.
Wow.
Yeah, you could easily $1,000, and it's not like you're not getting any value for it. It's just extra money.
Just
gone.
extra money gone.
Yeah.
So even a line of credit, it's usually prime plus something, right?
Yeah. So like obviously like they work
What are
in
we,
like
prime
two
plus-
ways,
plus
right?
1 or 2 now?
I think it was like one and a bit or something. Yeah. So, but but that's if you have one of those rates, right? That's like attached. Usually, like a home line of credit or something like that would be prime plus half a point or a point or something like that. And if you have these other revolving credits, it's like prime plus.
Prime plus.
Yeah.
Does,
But it could be like 10%, 12%.
now, does the visa go up, or is that just stay?
I think
at
that
that
stays,
stays
yeah,
because
'cause
that's
they're
you're already
already
getting
ripping you
screwed at
off.
23% compounded.
How much? 23? Some
I
of
think
them
it's
are
like
like 30.
32,
30, yeah, 30%, 29.9.
So now you get, even if you're getting into a car, you get at least a new vehicle. So that's all going to affect that.
It's going to affect pricing across the board, right?
Not to mention now the fuel costs are I just filled up, and we got to fill up once a week, but I mean, so 65 liters premium fuel in that car, it was $94.
Yeah.
And for me to actually remember a number for gas, it means it was a lot,
Yeah.
because I think before the carbon tax got put back in,
it was like 65,
something like that.
Yeah, $65.
Those high 70s.
Yeah.
Or high 60s. Sorry.
But you said something very interesting too about even like cars. So we're talking straight about mortgage and other debts, but cars is a very interesting one I find, because a lot of right now, a lot of people are just pitching you cars on weekly payments and bi-weekly payments.
Did you hear this?
and
Yeah,
stuff
Honda
like that.
did one this morning, weekly $84.
But that's what I'm saying.
So $320 a month.
Yeah, exactly. So all of those costs are going to go up too. So instead of being weekly $85 or whatever, it's going to be weekly $100. So cost of everything is going to go up, not just that. So you could say like your mortgage would go up $500 or $300, but cost of living in general is going to go up.
So look at the mentality how they're selling. For example, you made that just now they're offering weekly lease payments and stuff like that. Where is this rings true? So where is the economy with finances? If they're trying to pitch you an $84 a week brand new car, but and in reality it's like $330 or $340 plus HST and everything. Like what's after this? At a daily rate? Like I don't understand. Like you can't go
It's like
any
marketing
further.
gimmicks that people buy into, though, right? Like that's just the thing. But
But they started at a really high point. And now we're down to like.
Think about it. That
weekly.
Civic, if you kind of come and tell me to come and grab that thing for like, $500 a month, I'm going to tell you it's not going to happen.
Fair
right?
enough, yeah.
Yeah, you tell me $89 bi-weekly, like it makes, or weekly, sorry, it makes more sense, right?
But they're trying to psychologically to get you to spend money.
Yeah.
But remember before it was like leasing didn't exist.
Yeah.
This is why high-end vehicles, whoever had a Mercedes and a BMW in the 80s and early 90s.
It was actually meant something.
Well, those guys made money. It was like, wow, that's like an elite.
Yeah.
Now anybody can own the vehicles that we have. It's very easy, right?
Yeah.
But look at how it all tailored down, where now anybody can afford a luxury vehicle, and then now they're even going further down with these lease payments and just this manipulation of like weekly payments rather than monthly.
Yeah.
But where's the economy at? Like that's scary to me because that's rock bottom.
But the thing is, it's for sure
last
it's where the
drag of that
economy.
cigarette butt,
But it's where the economy is at, and then like think about it. This is targeted to mass consumers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of marketing research and consumer behavior studies that go on before they launch these type of things. You know what I mean? So the thing is, think about it. Then they're saying like the general public is going to be attracted to these kind of things. Isn't that like insulting almost?
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. This is what I'm saying. It's like it's the end. It's the last drag of that
That's
cigarette
like
butt.
pretty insulting, right?
You ever watch that movie called Idiocracy?
No.
You gotta watch it. It's a spoof. It's Luke Wilson, and basically, United States. Fast forward in the future, the guy time travels from our era into this future where just people are just dumb. It's Idiocracy. That's why it's called the movie Idiocracy. So basically, the president's like a wrestler, like a WWF wrestler,
Yeah.
similar to what we have now.
Yeah. Same thing.
And they don't know. And Gatorade is their new water. They don't use water for everything. It's just for toilets.
Wow.
So now they can't grow any crops because they put Gatorade on plants, and the salt is killing plants. So anyway, just going back to that, this is pretty much where we're going to, the Idiocracy. Yeah. It's incredible. And so look at this. So if they're saying weekly payments of $84, someone that's maybe $200 to $500 of has making has $200 to $500 left.
Squeeze themselves to get this car.
Yeah, and no, they say, well, if they promote it at $350 per month, they might say, I'm only $300 to $500 left. I'm not going to do it. But if they say $84, they psych themselves out. They talk to their wife. It's only $84 per week. We can stop getting Tim Hortons coffees in the morning. We won't do this. I'll stop smoking, and we'll go into this car. But it is insulting. That's where our civilization is going to.
But that's what we're buying into as a mass consumer audience. Like this is what we're buying into.
I'm guilty. I'm guilty.
This is what's attracting us. But at least that's a car, man. I've seen some advertisements for like TVs. Weekly
Monthly
payments or like monthly payments on TVs now. At least if we're talking cars, that's okay. Well, not okay.
Look at Hugo Boss.
You're buying TVs on payments.
You shouldn't be having that TV, right? So look at this. I go to Hugo Boss. We bought clothing, naturally for the year or whatever. So, and I'm a victim of this too because buy 3 and you got 2 and they're at one price. So I'm looking at these Hugo Boss shirts where like this casual like dress and stuff like that. Regular price $120, get them for $67 each or $70. So I spend well over $1,000 there with jeans and everything.
Yeah.
But
but I think that's necessary. Sometimes you got to do that.
No, you have to. And at least I'm buying at a bargain rather than anything else. But I mean, ultimately, it's the maybe I could have got out of there just spending $200, just maybe 2 shirts.
Yeah.
Because the deal looks so amazing.
Yeah.
I walked out with like $1,200, $1,300.
But
shoes, belts.
But I look
pants.
at that differently. Yeah. I look at that differently. I look at that and I say that purchase was based on value.
Yes.
Like there's a huge value play in that. So.
Well, for sure. But it played into my psyche because, hey, don't worry. You get 3 shirts. It's $67 worth $100 or something, right? You're saving like 25 to 30%. So I'm like, wow.
Why not?
I love numbers. Like, I'm just making a saving,
If you need it and you're getting a deal, then it's all good. Yeah,
absolutely. That's it, buddy. So what else? What else is going on?
This is it. Not a whole lot else going on, man.
Yeah, I noticed too in the market. So we reported last week was 17,352 units available for sale. This week was like only 2 up, like 17,354 units.
I think we're basically reached our inventory limit right now.
We reached it,
Yeah.
but you know what? So maybe because the Easter weekend and everything,
Yeah.
they weren't listing. But I think 12 to 14 houses actually sold in those 7 to 8 days.
There was a lot of sales that
Holy
are coming
shit.
through.
I just got a message this morning. You know, when you had it sends you out the MLS hot list.
Yeah.
I think like 5 or 6 properties just in that little Bolton area sold conditional. And we were one of them over the weekend.
No, there's a lot of properties and they're still gonna move. But I've been talking to a lot of people about listing their properties right now, and it's like, you know, should we wait or whatever else like that? But it's same thing like you were saying is, you know, you got to basically be done by June.
Yes. You got to be out.
You got to be out of there by June. I think you got the rest of April, you got May, and then maybe a week or two in June. But like that's starting to become risky, I would say.
It is.
Yeah.
I was with a client yesterday. We sold and bought their house over the weekend too, right? That was one of the deals. And their mother's got to go to the market too. She's got a house. And I've been begging her. And so people don't get like where we're coming from.
Yeah.
Like we're coming from a place where we want to help.
Yep.
And we're building a business that's long
Yep.
term. So I would never misguide information to make a quick buck now, because our business is pretty much, we're making deals every month, so we don't have to like trick people into doing stuff. We can be accurate with what we're telling them. And I'm begging them, like, you've got to get to the market. You in your area, particular area, there's literally 1 or 2 listings just south of you in a worse off area than you, and you got like a prime piece of real estate, and you're waiting.
Yeah, it should be on.
Especially because people get worried about staging and decluttering and stuff like that. I get it.
Yeah.
And it's necessary a lot of times.
Yeah.
But in particular areas where you know the demographics that's going to buy, and they're going to duplex something, and it's just going to be a disaster in the next 5 years. That this particular house, just get it to the market. They're going to buy it as is, where is.
Because they have the intention of what they're going to do with it.
Exactly.
But right now, like, okay, I obviously believe in staging and proper
of course. No,
and
you have
everything
to.
else like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But the thing is, like in certain markets, like if you're in the spring market, like if you can get it to looking decent,
clean,
instead
decluttered.
of like going all crazy, I think you're still in a better position to go quicker.
Timing's always going to net you more money at the end. It's all about timing, because you get a property, destaged or not staged and just a little bit cleaned up and decluttered in today's market, and you go to the market in July.
Yeah, it's going to be way
staged,
different.
painted.
It's going to be way different.
You're going to make more money in this market.
Yeah, you're going to definitely make more money, and it's just not worth it. Like even I was talking to a potential client yesterday on a listing appointment, and I just told him, like, they want to go on at the end of May, something like that, just so it's closer to end of school and it's going to be easier from the transition. I said, like, you got to be on now. Like, I would tell you in a week, like, your house is not even that bad. Like, just, put it together.
Yeah.
We could get it up and running in a week. We should just do that.
100%.
Yeah. Price it correctly.
And you told them the right thing, because they'll end up netting the money out, and then they're gonna have a closing date just prior to the school year. I think this is where they forget, where it's like you're gonna list at the end of in June and then the end of June, but your closing date might jump into September. Right now, you can move in the summer and get prepared for the new school year.
Exactly, and I think it's a good time, because I even told him, like, look, chances are that it could go in a week, but it could probably take 2 or 3 weeks to possibly sell this place. So, because it's at a normal price point and it's going to be priced well. So, it's like, even if you sell it at like towards the end of May into the first week of June, you're good, because you probably can get like a 60 to 90 day closing. And I said, you'd be at a right time to go out and buy. It's like what you've been saying as well, right? Like, so if you can go out and buy like in July, I think that would be great. End of June into July, like you still get your 60-ish days closing. It's the best.
You're going to be looking at houses in shorts.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to wear shorts on showings?
I don't know. I guess it's up to you.
Yeah. No, that's good, man.
I wouldn't do it with the $2.3 million listing, though.
No, they're really cool people, though, eh? Honestly, every time I go over there, it's like, what was there? I dropped off the remaining paperwork. She gave me like a nice tiramisu over the Easter weekend, beautiful, Italian pastry. Coffee. I told him, like, if you keep treating me like this, I'm not going to leave. I'm just going to move in with you guys. No, really nice people.
No,
really.
good, man.
Yeah, I think, before going into the luxury market, like in these higher end houses, we had fear of the people that we'll be dealing with, that maybe they're stuck up or they're not. They'll look down on us in a sense, right? But you know what? A lot of these wealthy people are very humble. They're very grateful, and they appreciate your hard work, because they know what it takes to get
I think that's the
done.
characteristics, and that's why they are where they are.
100%, and so generous, right? Which is good.
Yeah. No, that's good, man. Cool.
Very good.
Alrighty,
Awesome. That's it. You want to do a little mindset thing?
let's do it.
Let's do
What do
it.
you got?
Yeah. Okay.
What do you got for mindset? What do you got for mindset?
So conveniently enough, I have a talk on Sunday with Linda from NLP
Oh, you
Canada.
did?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
she's got like a whole thing going on. There's like 11 speakers. So I got like a small segment, a
Nice.
10-minute segment. So she picked my topic on willpower. So one of the takeaways I'm going to leave with the group there, because I structured it where I want to talk about my goals. Then the midsection, the second point is going to be how I use willpower to muscle through my career and where I'm at now. And the last section is going to be a takeaway where they can actually incorporate into their lives.
Nice.
So for mindset, especially willpower, because willpower is the fuel. It will fuel your dreams.
You need that to going. Yeah.
It'll fuel your dreams.
Yeah.
And I'll give you a quick thing that I did. And so with willpower, you want to be consistent naturally, daily, and that's where it is. So how do you do that? You create wins.
Yeah.
So simple wins. I think I was talking to you about this. Yeah. So if you create simple wins, if you look at a pilot before he takes off, he has a checklist and he has multiple tasks before he takes it onto the tarmac and ready for takeoff. So check the flaps, check the engines, check the pressures, all these things, all check. So what I did is in my career was, because I was a huge cold caller, imagine 50 to 60,000 calls a year.
That's crazy.
It was negative.
You're crazy.
It's negativity all day, right? It is, because people are saying no, they're swearing at you. It's a whole negative. You might get one out of like 50 that are decent, right? That'll take your call and be kind to you. So what I did is to create a checklist and wins. So basically, let's say I had like 20 wins for the day. I'll just talk about maybe the first 10 points.
Yeah.
But so the first win was waking up on time.
Yeah.
That was a check. That was a win. The next one was praying, another win. Then it was meditating, another win.
Yeah.
Then it was exercise at the gym, another win. Then it was affirmations, another win.
Yeah.
Then it was at the office role playing my scripts, another
Yeah.
win. Then it was writing out my scripts, another win. Then it was starting to prospect, that 2-hour mark, a win. 50 contacts, another win. So by the time I got to my appointments in the end of the afternoon or in the evening, I was already a winner.
Yeah.
Even though that we didn't make any money, or our whole objective was prospecting, was set appointments. I was like, set appointments. That's what they were grilling in our minds. But even if you didn't set appointments and you got, like, say 12 out of the 13 points, you're like a 90% average of a winner.
Yeah.
So
well, it's good for your head.
So you psyched out your mind.
Yeah.
And what you're doing there is also you're building willpower, because you're staying consistent with your daily schedule.
Yeah.
So that's willpower in itself. So
Yeah.
it's almost tricking yourself psyche and also building that willpower muscle.
Yeah.
So that's a takeaway.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I think that's good. But willpower, like, also comes in with like the need to accomplish something, right? So like, I think you have to have like worthy enough goals. I think we've talked about it in the past too. It's not because somebody else has a goal to get a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or something else like that. You can't just incorporate that based on what you see. I think that could also be like a misconception and lead you the wrong way. I think you got to be able to kind of know what you want to get out of it, and then the willpower you're going to need it. But
100%.
I feel like if you don't have a direction of where you're going to go, it doesn't matter how much willpower or goal power you have, you're not going to go anywhere.
No, it's almost Pirates of the Caribbean. Jack Sparrow, he's got his compass. He's trying to find the heading. The thing keeps spinning around. He can't find it. The heading. I think willpower comes even when you're young, when you're faced with really hardships.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot of people that have willpower, even that are very successful. They had to push through something to build this muscle.
Yeah.
And even myself, being always smaller than I was always short and small and skinny than the rest of I was always late bloomer, right? So what I had to do, the only thing I had over the bigger guys was a drive and willpower. Yeah. So because when they were like, I remember, I'll give you an example, prom weekend. We're in Blue Mountain, and you get these periods in your life where you just want to break through. You don't know how to do it, and a lot of exercise actually helps you break through different things in your life, because you're challenging yourself. So one of the goals was to climb that mountain. It was the middle of summer, wet. It was slippery as hell, and we went up with 5 guys, and it was so 5 guys. And you started to see people, they made it to one point, and these were like athletes, hockey players and stuff like that. I smoked cigarettes. That was the only sport I did.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't a very healthy kid. So one guy's backed off that played soccer. Then there was another guy that made it a little bit higher. The hockey player backed off. Then it was like another big guy that was well over 6 feet. I was like 5'1" probably, or maybe 5'5" at this time, or 5'4", a small guy, right? And at that point, he was a very strong guy, and built and everything. He made it to one point where he couldn't make it anymore.
No way.
And I bloody hell climbed the friggin' thing, and I made it to the top. I did like a rocky thing, and I had my little camera that broke because it was all wet. I literally because it was so wet. I had to like pull myself up. It was like there's no more legs at that time.
That's
It was all
crazy.
upper body strength.
Yeah.
And that's willpower, right? You kind of look at all these people that had all the options in their lives, where their families, like we were a European family. They didn't pay much attention to the kids. It was, you grew up yourself. It's almost like a weed in a garden. You just did your own thing. So these guys, all the structure, all the benefits of having a family that was totally engaged with them and getting them everything, but they can't make it up that bloody hill. And I look at life today, where I am compared to these people. It's the exact same. Look how that hill went. How people dropped out, how they stayed stagnant, they were satisfied. People that didn't make it at the top, and then I'm at the top because it was that drive, that willpower.
Because like it even goes back to a small line that I heard in the book that I'm listening to right now. It's like a performance of what is it called? It's something about high performers, but it basically just says is that a lot of the people that they interviewed, they actually did really well. All the top people did really well because they did it out of necessity. Like they had no other choice. Like they had no other choice. If they didn't do what they were doing, they would be out.
Right.
So you have to have the drive.
You have to have
the drive. You have to have the reason. So I think a lot of people that are really successful just had to do it. Like even my coach Rob Vivian, like I asked him, like, how did you get to doing what you're doing or whatever, or what pushed you forward? He said he didn't have a choice, right? He got married, he had kids coming, and he's just like, okay, I have no choice, got to do this.
Put the head down and go.
Yeah.
Even my daughter now, so she's in competitive dance, and they're cleaning up their tournaments, so they're winning everything. It's good. My wife's excited, everything. I go, but that's bad too, because if they've never tasted the bitter, they don't know what the sweet is. So now they came second in the last competition, but that's good. I like that. They got to fail a little bit in order to succeed properly.
To know what it's worth.
And knowing how hard you have to work. Even if you look at Mercedes Formula One team, the Petronas AMG F1 team, Toto Wolff, brilliant team principal, the best in the league, and probably what we're going to see in a while, because they're already 5 championships in, which is as much as John Todt did for Ferrari when Schumacher was there. So, but what he said is like when he made an interesting, just an interesting thought. He says when you're at the top, you got to fight much harder, because it's not like when you're second and third, you know where you are. And you know where the top person is in the fight, how hard to fight to get that top position. Because when you're at the top, you don't know where you're fighting. And you got to keep pushing. You got to go all out. So every year they'll take off all the. So they have a big board in front of the factory in Berkeley in England, and it has like all the wins and all the championships. At the beginning of the year, before, like the first day back, you see some guy like literally cutting off all the things that wins. He's starting right from zero again.
Wow.
It's not over pompous, overconfident. It's like we're as good as our last year.
So you don't rest on your laurels, right?
100%.
Yeah. Same thing.
Yeah, very good.
Cool.
Ready to sign off?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. This was East Meets West with Steve Zalunardo and Hussein Kabani. If you guys have any questions, want us to talk about something in particular, reach out to us.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, we got a question that we're going to be answering next week. We did some in-depth review for a client that sent in a question or a listener. So we'll get that to you for sure next week.
Cool.
Awesome, guys. Have a good week.
Have a good one.
Ciao.